Time for Cash Tags. Welcome back to Fast Market. I'm Alex Coffey alongside Nick Theodorakis. Now we're thrilled to welcome in our next guest. That's the co-founder of LikeFolio.com, Andy Swan, to help us break down consumer sentiment in Dick's Sporting Goods here. Andy, ahead of earnings. Happy Thanksgiving week. Thanks for taking some time here and joining us. Let's talk about some of your sentiment data that you're looking at here in Dick's Sporting Goods. Based off the stock price performance, I guess it's been a good space to operate in because this has been a really nice performer, even with the last quarter being a little bit of a bummer, down about 8%.
Yeah, it has been. You know, Dick's has been fairly sideways in a channel at least for the last few months. But, you know, what we're seeing at LikeFolio is that Dick's is performing in ways other retailers aren't in a really strong way. And that is across income levels. They're adding new customers. They're increasing the amount of transactions. They're increasing the transaction value of each transaction. And they're doing it in a way that is making the relationship with their customer very sticky by moving them towards the app that they have. And you know, Dick's added 1.6 million new customers to its customer database in Q2. We see that only improving from here. We got 40% year-over-year growth in app usage. And like I said before, this is an anomaly in the retail space. You know, so many times on this show, we're talking about, you know, the bifurcation of retail where you're either doing very well, you know, catering to higher income customers, or you're having to go down market, and everyone in between is getting squeezed. Well, Dick's is on both sides of that doing very well. Their partnerships with On Running and Hoka, both bringing in very high income customers, while at the same time their private label offerings are resonating really well with customers, especially on the lower income, value conscious side of things. And that's where, you know, Dick's gets a significant portion of its profit margin. And so they're executing in multiple ways very, very well, while competitors like Cabela's Academy are struggling. So I think Dick's is the winner here. And we expect a positive report and a very positive outlook going into this holiday season.
Appreciate you bringing this information. Alex and I were talking before the show about the chart, and I guess I fall into the category of I didn't even know there was a Dick's app. So my kids are probably ripe to start adopting that. But I think it's amazing to see the transition from in-store only to online for them. It reminds me a little bit, Andy, of the Costco phenomenon. Right? They have a really strong store brand, yes, and they've driven people to those, but they're also bringing in customers with this higher end. Are you seeing anything in terms of sort of other competitors stepping into that space? I know you had a couple up there, but is there an Amazon eating into this? Or, you know, you can buy Hoka shoes a lot of other places, but to see that lift in the app is just a shocking thing to me.
Yeah, it really is. I think it's a concerted effort by the company. They're driving people from the website to the app in a very effective manner and building that relationship so that then they can go to the customer directly with the deals or products that customer might be interested in. It builds a much stronger relationship with the customer, and they're far ahead of what Academy, Cabela, and others are offering. And I don't see Amazon really eating into this. I think what Dick's has done is created a place, whether it's on the app or in the retail location, where kind of the whole family can get what they need. You know, you can get your son or daughter a basketball, you can get your On Running shoes. You know, everyone can be happy and have a good experience in these stores. And so I think that's the big difference between them and some competitors. I think they've figured out their customer base. They figured out that there's two different types of customers that are coming in the door or going on the app, and they're serving each of those in a really effective way, whether it's value conscious or, you know, more the luxury brand side. They're actually pulling off both.
Yeah, Andy, I'd have to imagine, too, that many of its, more national chain competitors that had been there, some of them didn't make it through the COVID timeframe. So it was sort of like that situation you've seen in other spaces, crypto. Coinbase was like the last one standing on those main ones. Or you look at, in the case of, other industries, this one really stands out to me, especially because, to your point, it's really hard for Amazon to recreate going in and trying out a new pair of golf clubs or a new, baseball mitt or a new baseball bat. Like, you have to go try some of these things in person, and Amazon just doesn't have interest in the in-person game to the same extent that would be necessary. As you look at an earnings score, I know you guys like to calculate them. How would this one shape up, since it has been a little bit more sideways, but it sounds like your data is pretty positive?
Yeah, we've got a really positive score on this. I think it's worth a shot to the upside with a defined risk trade that maybe could pay out more than the risk on a upside move that's exaggerated. The stock looks kind of coiled here and ready for a move, and we think if it's going to move big in either direction, it's most likely to the upside based on all of the data that we see. We think that they have every reason to come out with a really favorable forecast for this holiday season.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Pretty straightforward. If you didn't understand what Andy was saying, maybe just rewind and give that a second listen. But appreciate it as always. Andy Swan, hope you have a great holiday week. And thanks for joining us, the co-founder of LikeFolio.com.
Thanks, Andy.
All right.